Hello, dear friends, welcome to our YouTube channel, USA Football Zone, latest football highlights. For years, the debate has raged on Messi or Neymar, but a fiercely contested World Cup qualifying match played on Brazilian soil not only delivered a historic victory for Argentina but also put a definitive end to this enduring debate. This is the story of Lionel Messi's victorious Argentina squad and how that team crushed Neymar's Brazil. We will analyze the tactical battle that proved one legacy has left the other far behind. The date was November 21, 2023, at Rio de Janeiro's iconic Maracanã Stadium. This was no mere between Argentina and Brazil. It was a match ordained by destiny. Argentina, the reigning world champions, arrived with the quiet confidence of a team that knew how to win. Brazil, on the other hand, was in utter disarray, surprisingly languishing in 6th place in the qualifying standings. The legendary squad was stumbling, plagued by poor results and an identity crisis that had been brewing for years. The stage was set for a thrilling duel, but the narrative took an unexpected turn. Lionel Messi was on the pitch, leading his champion squad into the lion's den. His rival, Neymar, was conspicuously absent, sidelined by a severe ACL injury sustained just a month prior. This stripped the rivalry down to its bare essence. It was no longer merely about two legendary players, it was about the systems they represented. For Argentina, this was an opportunity to prove that their World Cup triumph was no fluke, but rather the foundation of a new era. For Brazil, it was a desperate bid to reclaim lost glory. The atmosphere throughout the night was hostile, violent clashes between fans in the stands and the police delayed the kickoff. All of this gave rise to a burning question that had been tormenting the soul of Brazilian football. What is Brazil without Neymar, without his magic? From the moment the opening whistle blew, it became abundantly clear that this would be no beautiful game. It was a magnificent display of pragmatic, combative football against a system that had all but ground to a halt. Under interim manager Fernando Diniz, Brazil was attempting to implement a dynamic, possession-based style of play, yet they appeared disjointed and desperate. Argentina, on the other hand, was the exact opposite, well-organized, astute, and ruthlessly effective. The match was a nasty affair. Brazil committed a staggering 26 fouls, constantly halting the flow of the game and turning the contest into a brawl. However, Argentina refused to be intimidated. Led by the tireless Rodrigo de Paul in midfield, they weathered the pressure, maintained their team shape, and patiently waited for their moment. They were not trying to outplay Brazil. They were simply trying to outlast them, and then, the moment arrived. In the 63rd minute, Argentina won a corner. Giovanni Lo Celso delivered a superb cross, and defender Nicolas Otamendi rose to meet it, powering a header past Alisson and into the net. 1-0. It was not the result of spectacular, attacking football. It was a goal born of a set piece, a living testament to the discipline and flawless execution of a well-drilled, champion team. As the game wore on, Brazil's frustration boiled over. When substitute Joe Linton was shown a straight red card, forcing them to finish the match with 10 men, Brazil fought desperately to find an equalizer, but it was all in vain. This Argentine squad was not merely a tactical machine. It was a psychological fortress. Lauded for his tactical versatility, Scaloni had built a team capable of winning in a multitude of ways. Just as he could be brilliant, he could also be tough, even ruthless. He knew how to confront adversity without succumbing to panic, a champion's mentality forged through past defeats and heartbreak. Messi, nursing a minor injury, was substituted in the 78th minute, but it made no difference. The team's tactical framework remained intact. The final whistle confirmed a reality no one had ever imagined. For the first time in history, Brazil had lost a World Cup qualifying match on home soil. The statistics told the whole story. Argentina, weathering the storm and keeping chaos at bay, had executed their game plan to perfection. Brazil, despite their utmost efforts, had run out of steam and appeared utterly disoriented. The 1-0 scoreline seemed to represent a vast chasm, proof that one team was at the absolute peak of its powers, while the other had completely lost its way tactically. So, how does this hard-fought 1-0 victory prove that Messi's legacy has forever eclipsed Neymar's? Because this result served as the ultimate validation of the fundamental strengths that every player had contributed to building. For Argentina, Lionel Messi's journey was a saga of perseverance that culminated in a magnificent triumph. Along this path, he and coach Lionel Scaloni laid the foundation for a new culture, they transformed Argentina into a cohesive, intelligent, and fiercely loyal squad. The players learned to play him, and in doing so, they also realized that when Messi is at his best, his magic can demonstrate. How does one win without even being the favorite? The 1-0 victory at the Maracana Stadium served as the ultimate proof of this. This squad had so deeply internalized the lessons of the Messi-era adaptability, immense courage, and team spirit that, even while breaching the opponent's defense, they were able to make the impossible possible. And now, consider Brazil. For nearly a decade, their hopes and dreams rested on Neymar's shoulders, the finest player of his generation, possessed of boundless talent. He embodied a philosophy of individual brilliance rather than collective structure. While Argentina was building a framework, Brazil was waiting for a savior. Neymar's injury exposed a deep identity crisis that had been lurking beneath the surface for years. Without him, they possessed neither a singular talent capable of conjuring magic, nor a tactical foundation upon which to rely. The 1-0 defeat was not merely a loss, it was the bankruptcy of a philosophy. This match laid everything bare. Messi's legacy is a World Cup winning team that plays with total efficiency and collective conviction, a robust system capable of winning historic matches even in the most arduous circumstances. Neymar's legacy is a team lost in tactical and psychological disarray, wholly dependent on a single talent, and utterly devoid of identity. In his absence, one helped build a machine, the other was expected to the machine himself, and on that chaotic night at the Maracana, we witnessed which approach leads to enduring glory. This devastating 1-0 defeat was not merely a historical result, it was a definitive message. Argentina's extraordinary performance revealed a team at the absolute zenith of its powers, a perfect fusion of intellect and strength. Brazil, conversely, appeared to be a team whose glory days are now but a distant memory, a giant stumbling blindly in the dark. Built upon the bedrock of Messi's leadership, the era of Argentine dominance has now truly arrived. But what do you think? Is this Argentina squad the most complete international team we have seen in recent years? And what does Brazil need to do to bridge this widening gap? Share your thoughts in the comments below.